The Long Walk. Written by Stephen King under the pen name Richard Bachman. And retold via graphic novel by Kyle McElroy. In a world where endurance is survival, and the price of slowing down is death, 100 teenage boys are chosen to march. There are no stops, no second chances, and only one will remain. A haunting tale of resilience, control, and the human spirit. This is not just a competition, it's the walk of a lifetime. It begins not with celebration, but with silence. Ray Garrity stands at the edge of his home, the cool breath of morning brushing his face. His mother begs him not to go. Her eyes say what her voice cannot. You might not come back. But Ray walks anyway. The bus arrives like a grim procession. Boys board one by one. Some stoic, others already broken. And as Ray steps on, he leaves behind love for something far less certain. The bus rolled through the morning mist, bound for a road that none would return from unchanged. Inside, boys whispered beneath the hum of the tires, wondering aloud if the rumors were true. They say, the winner gets anything. Anything he wants? But what is anything to a child who's never had something? $1 billion. A private island. A football team. A fantasy. Traded for blood and miles. Still, one question hangs in the air, heavier than the rest. Who decides? The answer, always the same. Spoken in hushed tones. The general. He is the one who started it all. And if he gives the prize, he also owns the cost. 30 years ago, a committee was formed, but only one voice truly mattered. They called him the general. To him, people were nothing but ants, a buzzing fly to be ignored or crushed. He watched boys die as one might watch the tide go out. The walk became a tradition, a spectacle, but never for the people. It was his celebration. He built it, he shaped it, and without him, it would vanish. He is not a man, he is an engine. And the walk is the sound of ruin. The questions began. What if I get a cramp? What if I have to piss? What if I have to shit? The answer was always the same. Then don't slow down. Drop below 4 miles per hour. You get a warning. Stay slow for 30 seconds. You get another 3 warnings. And you're out. And everyone knew what out meant. The rules weren't complicated, just fatal. The rifles never sleep. The soldiers never blink. This isn't a game. It's discipline disguised as tradition. The starting line was quiet. Too quiet. Then, one voice broke the stillness. I want out, he screamed, panic rising. A boy, just a boy, begging to go home. The others whispered, shut up, don't do this. But fear doesn't listen. And the walk doesn't wait. A warning, a gunshot. He was gone before the race even began. The walk hadn't started, but it had already begun. The countdown ended, but no one stepped forward. Number 101 never came. They waited 90 seconds, 120, 2 minutes. Then the voice on the speaker changed. Contestant 101 has forfeited. Arrest order issued. He ran from the walk. But no one runs from the general. Number 102 stepped forward. Pale. Praying. The crowd didn't cheer. They stared, wondering if this boy would be next. Then the horn sounded. The walk had begun. 100 boys. One road. No return. Garrity meets McVry's. Sharp, thoughtful, and wounded. Then Barkovich. Spiteful, desperate, and dangerous. Some talk, some joke, some march in haunted silence. There is camaraderie here, but it is fragile. Everyone knows the truth. Only one will survive. And so they walk. Not as friends, but not yet as enemies. The first to fall is Curly. A limp, a stumble, a shot. There are no gasps, no speeches, just a body, and then silence. The euphemism is ticketed, but it means one thing: death. And suddenly, the walk is no longer theoretical. The others keep moving. They have to. This is how it begins. The slow erasure of 99 lives. Darkness doesn't descend. It devours. The cold grips their bones. The silence twists their minds. Olsen begins to babble. Garrity sees shadows that aren't there. The body weakens, but the mind breaks first. Some whisper lullabies. Some count their steps. Some beg invisible voices. Night is no longer rest. It is war. And not everyone survives it. Dawn comes soft and golden. For a moment, the world feels human again. But the pain hasn't gone. The crowd returns. Louder now. Cheering. Watching. Scram. Coughing blood. Waves as if he still believes he can win. Garrity remembers Jan's kiss. And keeps walking. They are past the point of reason. What remains is will. Nothing more. The crowd thickens. Signs wave. Names are chanted. Children laugh. But the walkers are dying. To the crowd, it's sport. To the boys, it's torment. Barkovich feeds on the noise. McVries withdraws. Garrity watches with disgust. This is entertainment now. Pain sold as patriotism. And the world watches. Without shame. Stebbins speaks. He is the major's son. The rabbit meant to push the others. He was never meant to win. Only to last. McVries rages. Garrity reels. It was never fair. It never had to be. Stebbins, calm, walks behind them still. A ghostly puppet. A mirror. He wasn't like the others. Stebbins walked behind. Always watching. Always listening. Then came the secret. The general had a son. And he was right there. Among them. Stebbins didn't walk to win. He walked to be seen. He only applied to impress his father. Never thinking he'd be chosen. But the general saw through the plan. And out of spite, pulled strings. He made sure Stebbins would walk. Made sure he'd suffer like the rest. He was the son of a ghost, and the walk was the only way he could be seen. He wasn't invited. Not really. Every year, the general threw a party. For the winners. His true sons. They swam. They drank. They played cards and laughed with the man who ran the walk. Stebbins was there too. But not as a guest. He carried trays. Filled glasses. Served food to boys who lived because others didn't. And all the while, the general watched. He never once called him son. Not even then. He wasn't there to celebrate. He was part of the decor. Only a few remain. Tubbins screams at things that aren't there. McVries can barely speak. Every step is a prayer. Every breath is a countdown. The road is cracked and soaked in sweat and blood. Stebbins walks like he's made of stone. Garrity is a machine now. There is no strategy. Only endurance. Only madness. McVries smiles one last time. Then falls. Stebbins crumbles next. Garrity walks on. He kept walking. Step after step. Toward the silhouette ahead. Was it real? Or just the Reaper waiting with open arms? But it wasn't death. It was him. The general. Grinning. Waiting. Beaming with pride. Behind him, the committee, the crowd, the stage. The prize was ready. And as Garrity stepped forward, the general's smile only grew wider. The general stepped forward, beaming, his eyes lit with joy, his arms open in triumph. "You did it, boy," he said. "I'm so proud of you." But Garrity's voice was steady. "I'm sorry it wasn't Stebbins." The general didn't flinch. He didn't soften. "That little coward was never going to win," he sneered. And that was it. The moment Garrity knew. The prize was never the point. It was always about him. They surrounded him with smiles, with microphones, with ceremony. "Take your time," they said. "You have 30 days to decide." But Garrity didn't need time. He knew. He looked at them, then at the crowd, and finally, at the general. "I can have anything I want, right?" They nodded. Anything. And in that moment, everything changed. He didn't run. He didn't speak. He just stood there and let it end. The weapon was never his. But the moment was. Even the enforcers looked afraid now. Not of him. Of what came next. It only took one spark. And the crowd remembered who they were. He walked alone. But now, they were all walking. They put him on trial. For murder. For insubordination. For breaking the rules of their game. But Garrity hadn't broken the rules. He'd played. And he'd won. The committee showed their faces. But they had no power without the man who made the rules. The judge spoke. And for once, the system listened. Not guilty. The walk was dissolved. The general was buried. And Garrity became something new. A builder. A father. A man who never forgot the road. The road no longer roared beneath his feet. Now, it whispered. There were no crowds. No countdowns. Just the sound of waves. And the small hand of his son in his own. He walked for himself now. Not for glory. Not for survival. He had nothing left to prove. And everything still to build. The walk had ended. But life had only just begun.